welcome to the Loner Gamecast. No, it's not.
No.
Let me start that.
Oh, wait. I've got the Loner Gamecast overlay on it.
That's exactly probably why I fucking
there we go.
So.
Okay, I fixed it.
There we go.
We're good.
Jesus. There we go. Now that we've got everything good. What a fucking mess this is.
Hey, whatever.
Hello, boyos. Welcome to the Spoilercast for Captain America, the first Avenger. We're finally doing it. This is the last of the standalone movies in phase 1. We've made it through. My name is Nick. Jake is over there to my left. I don't know if it's on my right. He's on one of my sides. How are you doing, Jake?
I'm good. Cooking for group. Thanks for the 41 biddies. I appreciate that.
Aw, look at this guy.
Just touch my heart.
Holy shit. What a fella. Anyway, yeah, we watched Captain America, First Avenger. Initial thoughts right off the bat?
I really like this movie. That's
good.
It's my
fucking good.
Thoughts. Yeah. I went into it because I haven't seen it since high school when it came out in theaters, and I remember when we saw it in theaters. You might have been there. I can't remember, but the more exciting thing than the actual Captain America movie was it was leaked that the trailer for the Avengers was going to be at the end of the movie. Right. So for me and everyone else in the theater, we were way more excited to see that Avengers trailer than to actually watch this Captain America movie. So I didn't even really remember a whole lot of the movie, but this movie's great, man. The only real issue I have with this movie is small Steve Rogers is unsettling. He's very hard to look at.
Super unsettling.
He's very hard to look at.
He looks like a fucking skeleton with a human head, a fully formed head.
I think the only real issue is that his head is normal sized on a small body. If they shrunk his head a little, I think it would have been fine. It just looked like they popped. It looked like an action figure. Like you took the head off of a He-Man action figure and put it on a Barbie. That's what it looked like. It was very, very unsettling. But besides that, I really enjoyed the movie. I liked the fact that the bad guys had sick outfits. I liked their laser guns that they had for some reason.
So many fucking people died in this movie.
This movie, you could tell this movie was not made by Disney. This is a Paramount movie through and through.
Holy shit. That final scene where they're
I know what you're gonna say.
They're storming into Red Skull's hangar, and all of those fucking guys are just Normandy. It's and people are getting evaporated and getting shot, and it's holy shit, dude.
The craziest one is when he's on the plane and they're fighting on top of the plane.
Yeah,
he throws a dude into a propeller and he turns into a blood mist, and I'm holy shit, this movie's crazy, man.
It goes hard. It goes hard, but it's a good movie. It's a really fucking good movie.
I enjoy it.
There was a little thing that I don't think they did justice to was the Peggy and Steve relationship. There I feel like there was a couple of scenes missing to kind of
really
have that kind of connection, because it's just kind of do they like each other? Do they not like each other? And then he gets on the plane and they kiss. He's jumping on the plane and she kisses him and you're oh, okay, so I guess she does like him. And then he's in the plane and she's crying. And it's what? How? What?
Well, I kind of buy it. I do like the fact that Tommy Lee Jones said, "Don't look at me. I'm not going to kiss you." That's
a good one.
Tommy Lee Jones kills it in this movie. I really like him.
He sure does. He sure does.
But I don't know, they could have sold that they were together before that interaction. That their first kiss shouldn't have been that moment. Right. It should have been earlier. But I do buy the relationship. I don't think it needed that twist in the middle where he kisses that random girl. I don't think that needed to happen. I think. But you get the moment where she sees that he has the picture of her in the watch.
in that
she's oh, he loves me,
yeah. What is that in the montage of him beating up Nazis and shit?
Yeah. And, even at the beginning, she's like, I don't have a dance partner. And she's like, maybe if you were buff as fuck, I would, I'd dance with you.
And she totally like fucking touches his pecs.
Dude, I heard that was,
he gets out.
I heard that was improv too. And like,
really?
Like she literally just saw him without a shirt and just went, like she, like the actor just couldn't resist but go.
She's just like, I need to.
Because that is why it was like so quick. She's like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah.
I mean, it worked. It worked pretty good.
Chris Evans is fucking jacked in this movie. Holy shit.
He sure is. Except for when he's CG'd into little kid body.
Yeah.
But I don't buy that. I don't buy that whole thing. Like, no human looks like that. No able-bodied human looks like that.
Well, I think that's the point, is he's not able-bodied. He's got like asthma and he's like really short and like can't really do much, Right. And like that's the point. It's like no matter how hard he would have tried, he would never get buff because he has asthma and he's like,
but like
basically a little person,
Anybody that's beating on this kid is just a shitty person.
But it's the 40s, like this kind of yeah.
I really fucking like the time period in this too. I think it's fucking perfect.
I think that's the other reason why I can buy Steve and Peggy, because it's the 40s and that's just how things roll in the 40s. You meet your woman, you get married like 2 months later, like that's
true.
That's just how it goes in the 40s. So like I kind of buy that, But I also like Howard Stark in this movie a lot. I thought he was really good.
He's really good. How is he? He's just so good at everything too. Like there any issue that they have with the military, then they're like, well, we can't use the military for this. Let's call up my old pal Howard Stark and have him just fly us into this heavily fortified base.
I definitely think they were
civilian airplane.
They were going for like a Howard Hughes sort of thing with him, though. I think is what they were going for. Like, Howard Hughes, the film director, but he was also the first one to like really fly a jet as well. Like he was like kind of known for multiple things, being like this crazy film director, but also being this amazing pilot and like also an inventor. And I think that's what they were going with Howard Stark, especially since his name is Howard as well.
Gotcha.
But I liked him a lot in this movie. You see like the comparison between him and his son, they're both kind of like jokesters and like, but they both have good hearts as well. I liked him in this movie.
Yeah, I liked his like banter just in general, in passing. Yeah. Like with the whole line, like, fondue is just wine and cheese, my friend. And they're talking about women and he's like, you'll never understand a woman. And she literally shoots at Steve and they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I bought every character in this movie. I bought, I bought the connection between Steve and Bucky as well. I thought their relationship was like well done, and when Bucky dies, you're like, oh damn, even though it looked fucking horrible, but it did
look really bad.
There's a few moments in this movie that have not aged particularly well, but I'll give it a bit of a pass. One issue I kind of had with the movie was like in the middle of the movie when he saves all the dudes.
Right.
And then they're like, we got to take out all these different fortresses, and then we just get like a montage of action, and it's like, I would have preferred if it wasn't like a montage and we actually got to see them like on a mission or something. I think that would have been cool and better for like that group of characters as well, because I would have liked to see more of those guys, because those guys are really cool.
And they're all unique too. Like they're different characters for sure.
So I guess
not just like gung ho soldier man. They're a bunch of everybody.
I can't remember the names. I can't remember the name of that crew, but apparently in the comic books, it's like the Black Flags or something. I can't remember what they were called, but it was like
Flag Smashers.
It's not the Flag Smashers, but in the comic books, it was those dudes and Eye Patch Man, Sam Jackson,
Nick Fury?
Yeah, Nick Fury and those guys in the 40s did that. So instead of having them do it with Nick Fury, it was Steve Rogers and those guys.
Gotcha.
And Bucky.
Gotcha.
Thing. So like it has a little connection to the comic books too. I really, I dug all those characters. And also a fun fact, the Asian dude who I can't remember his name, he comes back as the principal of Spider-Man's high school.
The principal?
He's the principal of Spider-Man's high school, and he is apparently the grandson of that guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I like the connection there.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we ever saw the principal.
I didn't either until I saw it online somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun. I'll bring that up."
That is fun.
Yeah.
Cute little nugget right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking great film. Like going back to it. What did you say? 2013. This was released in.
Let me see.
It had to be before that.
It had to have been. America First Avenger. 2011.
2011. So we were sophomores.
We would have been sophomores, yeah.
We were
right.
sophomores. So yeah, just thinking back at like how far it's been since then and what we have now is like, yeah, this is a great movie for the time. Especially looking at like Thor and Hulk.
Well, and this one came out 2 months after Thor.
Yeah.
Only 2 months.
So they did something right with this one. Thor, somebody was just kind of phoning it in, it seemed like.
Well, Thor,
they're just like, well, let's just get fucking Thor and Hawkeye in a movie.
Right. Thor felt like, hey, we need to get Thor an origin before Avengers. This felt like we're going to take all of the connections and make it into a movie. Like this felt like the first one of these movies that takes all the expanded universe and it feels intentional instead of like tacked on.
Yeah.
Like Coulson and stuff. In Thor just kind of felt a little tacked on. Even in Iron Man 2, that stuff kind of felt a little tacked on. Like we're building a universe here. This one felt like, no, it was intentional. We wrote the story around this.
Right.
Part of this.
Right. This one felt thought out.
The story can exist as it is without this other stuff, you know?
Right.
And I liked it a lot. The other thing that really stood out for me in this movie was the soundtrack. I think out of all of these movies so far, this movie had the best like soundtrack. Just like an epic, like bah, bah, like a lot of horns and like just epic shit. And of course the soundtrack was done. This was the first one that Alan Silvestri did, and Alan Silvestri is the fucking dude. So
I don't remember the soundtrack, so it must not have been that impactful for me. Whereas in Iron Man 1, I remember the soundtrack, especially the opening scene.
Well, yeah, Iron Man 1 has like a lot of I don't know how third party music, like like it has AC/DC and stuff, but this has like an original score that I thought was pretty epic, and it suited the movie really well. And it's the perfect like Captain America, like it has that Captain America feel, and they brought Alan Silvestri back to do Avengers, and of course the Avengers theme is iconic. The down, 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 down,
Bow, bow, bow. Yeah.
If you don't know who Alan Silvestri is, he did like Back to the Future, and
okay,
and,
that is a good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and
that's
just
a good soundtrack.
Bunch of epic movies, all of the Avengers movies. Yeah.
This is the first movie and probably the only movie that doesn't have an after credit scene.
Yeah, it kind of does, but not really.
It has a trailer at the end.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like a teaser like all the but it's just like a full-on trailer, and it's just like Captain America will be in the Avengers, and then the trailer rolls for the Avengers, and it's like, oh, okay, well, like there's no extra. It's just this is what's going to happen in the movie. Yep. There's no like extra little tidbit that you have to throw in here. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I felt like the beginning and end of the movie, felt like the end credits scene, like where it would have been like him coming back out into New York, like that would have been the end credits scene. But it was so integral to the movie that they had to like put it at the end,
Yeah.
Which is a great way to end the fucking movie, is just like him going into modern day New York, and it's just like kind of heartbreaking and shit. I don't know.
I think it could have ended either way. Him going into the ice or him going just waking up. I think they could have ended it either way, because it's like, this is sad. Not everybody makes it out alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whether you were Peggy or...
It was weird that they had him in that, like, fake 40s...
I mean, it makes sense.
...world. I don't know. Felt weird. Just, like, tell him, he's Cap. He can handle it.
I don't know, man. If you fell asleep tonight and got blasted 70 years into the future, I think you'd be kind of shook.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. But I'm also not Captain America, so...
But also, he's not that smart. Like the whole beginning of this movie,
yeah, he's a patriot.
Steve Rogers is not very smart. All he wants to do is stop the war, pretty much, so that people will stop dying, and he wants to beat up bullies.
I think back in the 40s, though, like, you see a war against Nazis, you want to join in that shit,
But that's like his whole character. Like, even Bucky's like, hey, let's go like party and have a good time and like, live our life. And he's like, no, man, I gotta go sign up for the army again. Like,
but he's like,
what? Like, that's his whole fucking character.
I'm small and want to die.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it though. I liked how like charismatic, or like how headstrong he was on it. It's like, yeah, that's what Cap would be about. And,
but I mean, it's the heart is. I just didn't feel like the heart was there. It was just all. It was very like narrow, and
like, I want to be a hero. I want to do it for the honor, not for the right reasons. Is that what you mean?
No, not necessarily that. But it was just like he wasn't much of a character until he becomes Cap. His character is, I want to join the war. I can't. I'm going to keep trying. That was his entire character. That makes
sense, though. Like, during World War II, like, this little scrawny dude wants to participate in the war anyway.
Why doesn't he pick up scrap metal and like recycle it or whatever?
Yeah, I know. And then he ends up just like selling bombs.
Picking up scrap metal, and
yeah.
But I feel like it's the same sort of character development.
They really wasted Captain America, like
that we have for Thor. Thor is just like, I'm a meathead and I'm a freaking jock and that's it. And then he becomes Thor as the movie goes on. And I guess it's kind of Iron Man too. Iron Man's like, yeah, I'm a playboy supermodel, and then something happens. He joins the war, and then he his character progresses from there. The only person we didn't get that with was Hulk.
He was just already Hulk.
He was already Hulk, and I kind of liked that, honestly. It was a little different thinking back on it.
Well, and this came out at a time, like, I think times are a bit different now, where like everyone's kind of over origin movies. Like, origin movies aren't the thing anymore. But back then, I feel like every movie was an origin movie, right? Like Iron Man, Batman, like these were all origin movies.
The first Spider-Man, Fantastic Four,
they were all origin. And now we get like, I guess we still get origin movies, but I feel like it's less often.
I mean, we didn't get it for Spider-Man, thank God.
Yeah, because it's like we've seen that before. Or, I doubt we're getting it for Batman when the new Batman comes out,
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like. I mean, we didn't really get one for Guardians.
We did though. Like we didn't get
got
the
one
origin
for like
the
their group.
yeah,
We didn't
but
get
not
one for each
them.
character.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
kind of got like a little bit of a backstory. But then like of course Batman and Batman v Superman, we didn't get an origin either. It's like he's been Batman forever, and that's the origin.
That's it.
You
like, know it.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's Batman. You just I think more Marvel needs to do that.
Yeah, but they, they're at the point now where they have so many existing characters that a lot of their movies happen to not be origins anyway, because they already did the origin.
Right. Right. Yeah. Especially if the actor or actress is going to be back in that scene. Yeah.
What'd you think of Red Skull?
I liked Red Skull.
Yeah.
I thought he was the first time I watched it in theaters, I didn't really like him because like he's a fucking he was just so cartoony. He pulls off the real like.
I don't understand that at all, but yeah.
Understand what I'm saying, or understanding why he had the face?
I don't understand why he had the face, because then he takes it off and then he never puts it back on. And it's like, why
he throws it in the fire. Yeah, he's
why
like
so wear it in the first place.
He's so embarrassed by it.
But then
he's got like the guy painting his Red Skull, but like the scientist comes in and he turns off the lights. He's like, "Don't look at me. I don't want to be seen." And then Captain America shows up and he's like, "I'm just like you," and he's like, "No, you're fucked up. You're a little fucked up, guy. I don't know." Well, and then he's totally cool. Like for being somebody in his position, I think it would have been better to have his face, his regular burned face.
Just from the onset.
Just from the onset, because then you're way more intimidating and people will listen to you more like, holy shit, this guy's fucking crazy.
And then later on, he could have revealed like, I got this face because the guy who did the experiment on you didn't experiment on me, and it did not fucking go good at all.
Right.
And I do like that reveal. I think that's like a fun little thing. I also like that they're like a subgroup. Like Hydra is a subgroup of the Nazis, but they're also like, we're kind of above Hitler at this point. Like we're kind of like bigger than Hitler. Like Hitler wants Europe. We kind of want the world, like,
right.
I think at one point in the movie, he's like, we've outgrown Hitler even.
Well, I think what they did a good job in this movie was like address the fact that Hitler was kind of declining.
Mm-hmm.
He's like taking all the drugs and whatnot. And they brought that into this movie really well, where he's like starting to lose his mind. And Red Skull's like, I see that and we're better than him. Yeah. We'll take over for him, sort of thing.
Hitler's too focused on like genocide and stuff. And
he's kind of lost his mind, even though I'm the crazy one. He's kind of lost his mind.
Yeah.
We'll do a better job.
And that could have been a good way for him to reveal his face too, is like, I've been hiding my face from Hitler because I didn't want, or like the Nazis in general.
The Nazis.
Like, I'm the guy now. Like, this is who I'm the boss man now. Like, you fucking respect me.
That's true.
But I thought he was fucking perfectly performed by Mr. Smith.
Not Agent Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, Agent Smith, right? That's his name.
No, he's because he's not an agent. I mean, is he an agent?
Yeah, he's the agent guy from The Matrix.
Yeah, from The Matrix. He's the computer. Yeah. He's the firewall, pretty much.
Yeah, Agent Smith. Yeah, and Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, he did a great fucking job.
He kills it.
He plays a great villain, honestly.
Yeah, I think this whole cast is top notch. Like I said, Tommy Lee Jones. I love that scene with Tommy Lee Jones eating the steak. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. And even the little scientist guy is a good actor.
Yeah, and he's just like a British comedian in real life.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen him on Graham Norton a bunch.
That's funny.
Yeah.
There is a moment where, because I know where Red Skull. We know where Red Skull's going.
Yeah.
Like we assume he's dead because Cap says Red Skull's dead.
Like disintegrates.
Right? Yeah. But like the cosmos opens up through the Tesseract, and he just gets sucked into it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Rewatching this, I'm like, oh, right. Okay, I guess it does make sense that he's up there doing that.
So I wonder, so he's not technically dead, or he might be, but I wonder if they kind of were planning this from the beginning.
I don't think
to have him be somewhere in the cosmos doing something special.
I think they did that just in case they wanted to bring him back at one point, and then when they made Infinity War, they're like, this is the perfect opportunity to do this.
Yeah, we'll bring him back in Endgame, and he's going to be doing that. Yeah.
And they can still totally bring him back again, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, probably.
There's still so many unanswered questions there. I still think there's unanswered questions with Steve, but I'm getting way ahead of myself.
What's really strange, though, is like he was capable of holding that stone, the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Like he got disintegrated or whatever and got sent somewhere else. But like Peter Quill couldn't hold the Soul Stone by himself, even though he's a Celestial. I thought that was kind of strange.
Couldn't? When did that happen?
In Guardians, where he like breaks Ronin's hammer and holds the thing, and he starts like all that shit.
It's been a while, man. So.
And then they all like hold hands and whatnot, and everybody takes the same amount of damage or whatever. They share. I do think like whatever.
Red Skull's like, whatever is gonna happen to me, like I'm ready. Like I want this power, whatever the power is. The power just so happens to be like you're like a ghost man guarding the Soul Stone now.
Yeah,
that's your job now.
And we've learned that the Soul Stone does really fucking nothing, which is crazy.
Yeah,
the layers in Marvel is just ridiculous. It's like this one stone is so powerful it can send people to other dimensions, but then it's like, but it's not as powerful as having all the stones in one glove. You can make a wish and destroy your hand. But also, if you work in the TVA, they're fucking
useless
candy.
They're gonna expand on that still. Like, there's still so much to like learn from that whole thing. I think,
yeah,
with the TVA and yeah, we'll probably revisit the stones as well. Like, there's more to learn. I think.
I don't know if we will, because that's the Infinity War. Like that.
Maybe they're just done. Yeah, I don't know.
I could see them just doing something else. Like Galactus, I feel like would have to be like their last thing. Like if people were starting to like get out of it, Galactus would be the last thing. Because how the fuck do you fight Galactus?
Yeah, I mean they're introducing what's the big dude in the stones were also technically destroyed in Endgame. No, they weren't though. They were
put back.
They were put back, and also he said he reduced them to the size of atoms. So like they still exist. They're just very small.
Very small.
We have an Ant-Man who does that. That's kind of his thing. So it's very possible that we could see them again.
But also there are multiple stones in multiple universes, in multiple timelines.
Right.
That we now can just go to whenever we would like, because Tony Stark made a time machine and it works.
Well, and also, just in that new What If show, they just introduced spoilers here, but they just introduced the Watcher, So
yeah.
That's kind of a big creature man bad guy thing.
Well, the Watchers are a group of people. They're like a race of people. I don't remember exactly what the Watchers are, but I know they're multiple people.
Yeah,
like certain race.
We see a scene. I think it's in Guardians where we see one of the Watchers and he's like talking to Stan Lee.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Isn't that a thing that we see at one point?
I think you're right. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll fucking get there.
I'm very curious though to see that's what's keeping me going with What If, is to know what's going on with the Watcher here. Because that first episode of What If, just to break into What If, is just a retelling of this movie, but it's Carter. It's Agent Carter.
It's like scene for scene, the exact same shit.
Just sped up, not as interesting. Steve Rogers has an Iron Man suit.
And Bucky doesn't actually end up getting captured.
And Tommy Lee Jones is there for 1 second and they pretend he doesn't exist.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's not his character is there. I don't think they actually got Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay. I'm like, I didn't hear his voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I What If is kind of lackluster. I was really hoping it'd be like 45-minute episodes instead of 20-minute episodes.
I'm excited to see like what else they're gonna do though, because like maybe if they start doing some like really weird shit. Because I know they've announced most of this stuff, but I haven't really looked into it too much. So I don't really know what the next episode's gonna be. I don't really know what's gonna happen. So I'm excited to see what the next episode is gonna be. I do think like the animation is kind of. It's cool. It's fine.
Basic.
Yeah,
it's very basic.
It
doesn't. Yeah. I'm just kind of upset that they canned the Spider-Man thing because that is the next level of weirdness. If you've ever read the Man Spider comic, that's not what it's called, but the comic where instead of Spider-Man, the Peter Parker becomes a fucking spider. And just has bloodlust and it has to eat everything. It's fucking dark and fucking creepy, and it would be the perfect little what the fuck did I just watch in What If?
It'd be cool if they introduced that version of Peter Parker into the Carnage Venom verse as well.
Would be fucking cool,
right? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be really cool.
Sony can definitely do that. That's definitely their character, so I'm sure they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Should we?
I'm trying to pull up the
ranking. Yeah,
the rankings right now.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Here's our list.
That's a beautiful list.
You see the list? I see the list. So this is our list so far.
Here, I'll read the list. I did it last week.
You go for it.
At number 1 right now, our Lonercast ranking is Loki, then Iron Man. At number 3 is WandaVision. At number 4 is Black Widow. At number 5 is Falcon Winter Soldier. At number 6 is Iron Man 2. At number 7 is Incredible Hulk. And at number 8 is Thor. I think Captain America goes at number 9. I'm just kidding. I don't believe.
Wow.
I don't believe that at all.
I think this is where I think it should go. Right fucking there.
I personally believe it goes under WandaVision.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
You think it goes under WandaVision?
Strongly. Yeah.
Strongly.
Because I like WandaVision a lot.
WandaVision wasn't finished, though.
I disagree. I definitely disagree.
Ugh.
I personally think it goes under WandaVision.
Just for the characters alone, maybe.
Because WandaVision has those first few episodes and the intrigue are so good, and then that second to last episode is so fucking good, dude, and Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany just fucking kill that shit so good. And the last episode, as much as we rag on it, is a good time, and it's still good, it's a
good time,
and the ending is we'll see each other again, and that's so good, and the ship, and I like WandaVision a little bit more than Captain America.
Okay, I can agree with you. The characters, the acting is definitely a little bit better in WandaVision, and the idea is more creative. So I'll level with you on that one. We'll put it here.
Thank you.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
I'm very excited for the Avengers, man. I think it's going to be lower on the list, though, because I remember not even liking the Avengers much.
Really?
Yeah. I remember being incredibly underwhelmed by that movie, and everyone else coming out of it being like, "That was the best movie ever," and I was just like, I don't get it.
I don't remember it a whole lot. I remember like the scene. I remember a couple of scenes, but I don't remember all of the beats or the story or the acting. Really, I feel like that's just a spectacle movie rather than like an actual movie. It's just like, hey, look what we did, rather than look what we wrote. Like, look at this art. It was just like, this is something that we can do now, guys.
I do think that's like the huge thing about the first Avengers movie, though, is like, look, we brought all of these characters together, and this has never been done,
right,
in live action.
Yep.
So.
I have a feeling it'll be somewhere like right here.
I have that feeling as well.
So just a thought. It'd be somewhere around here.
I have that
5,
feeling
6,
as well.
or 7. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's the spoiler
one
cast.
thing I wanted to say real quickly.
Every time.
Sebastian Stan looked young as fuck in this movie. Right? He looked like a little baby boy in this movie.
I mean, he looks the same to me, honestly.
Really? I thought everyone looked the same except for him. I was like, damn, he's a little baby boy. He's a little baby boy in this movie.
I think they did that though, because like Sebastian goes through so many different looks. Right. In this one, I almost didn't recognize him because he was so clean cut and like he looked nice and he had the uniform and whatnot. In the next fucking couple of movies, he's got long hair and he's like an emo guy.
Yeah. Well, we don't see him for a couple movies now.
Well, I know it's like Civil War. Oh, no, it's
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah. So Winter Soldier and then Civil War. He's like an emo guy who's like, oh, I'm so mad. And then in a Falcon and Winter Soldier, then he goes back to the short hair, but he's still kind of like mopey and mad, and I don't know. He just looks so different. He just looks so different. Instead of mad, he's sad. You know?
Yeah, that's true. He looked like a young baby boy in this one, though.
I feel like he was barely a character in this one.
I don't know.
You know, I like he had a couple of lines and a couple of things, and it was good. But I feel like his character was kind of
remember like that scene. You remember that scene where he's like, "Oh, I remember you being a little shorter," and he's like, "Oh," and then they like kiss each other and like start touching each other's butts and stuff in that prison cell. He's like, "I was shorter, but you made me bigger."
Oh my god! So that's the spoiler cast for everybody.
Like, kissing each other like really heavy.
Thanks for watching, and if you want to stick around for Jake's fanfic of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and
then he touched his butt lovingly.
I'm gonna take off before this gets even weirder. Thanks again for watching. Bye everybody.